What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back, yes, to another Wednesday pull list, which is your hype video for this week's new comic day, which is February 26th of 2025. Now, let me start off by apologizing for not being here last week. I was on a vacation with the family. We went out to Colorado to visit our eldest son, Jimmy, who turns 26 tomorrow, guys. So happy birthday, Jimmy. And guys, I'm also a day late. I'm getting this video to you guys. Normally this video almost always drops on Tuesday, the day before New Comic Day, but it's obviously dropping on New Comic Day. And I'm sorry, but we did not land until 8 o'clock last night on Monday, and we did not get home until 9, and then we didn't get everything all done that needs to get done after, going on a trip until 11 o'clock at night. And then I had to wake up and do the whole work thing. So I apologize, I am running a little late with this week's video, but we'll be back into our normal cadence starting now. So, which is fantastic, which is great. So I'll be back on either Thursday or Friday with FOC, and then next week it'll be regular Tuesday, Thursday from that point out. So this is the hype video. We're gonna cover the best covers, the best stories, and that's about it. That's all we got this week. So let's not waste any more time. And guys, let's go ahead and dive right in to this week's cover lever picks. A lot of really good covers are coming out this week, so strap in, guys, because this might be a little bit. All right, guys, first up on the cover lever list is Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 14. This is the variant cover and is done by Muhammad Asrar. It is fantastic. You guys know, if you're a fan of the channel, you know I love this guy's artwork, and this one is really cool. You got Mole Man beating the crap out of Spider-Man. Really cool. Next up, Spider-Man issue number 23 with the cover B variant done by Nathan Zerdy. I am not a huge Zerdy fan, but this one featuring Superwoman, Lois Lane, is actually pretty stinking good. Next up, top 5 cover of the week. This is Ultimate X-Men issue number 12 with the variant cover done by Jim Mahfood. So good. I like this guy's artwork a lot. I like the little embellishments. I like the characterization that he gives these characters. This girl's carrying a lightning bolt on her backpack. A lightning bolt. I said lightning colt. Lightning bolt on her backpack, and that is really cool. Next up, X-Men issue number 12 with the variant in the 1:100 Virgin ratio variant done by Namit Malavia. So good. This is the Phoenix variant, and it is just really, really cool. Almost has a Muhammad Asrar look to it a little bit as well, but this is just a great cover. Next up, Green Arrow issue number 21 with the variant cover done by Mark Aspinall, and I just think this is a really cool cover. The composition is great, the line work is great, I like the colors. Everything about this cover is fantastic. Next up, Green Lantern issue number 20 with the cover B variant done by Steven Segovia. And yeah, this is really great. The only character on this cover that I don't like is Kyle Rayner, the one in the front bottom, but everyone else looks really, really cool. Next up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 7 with the 1/50 variant done by, again, Jim Mahfood. Yeah, this is really cool. I like how each turtle is just a single color and is just really awesome. Next up, The Flash issue number 18 with the cover A, and that's right, the A cover done by Mike Del Mundo. So good. There were a bunch of issues done by DK Ruan, which are really great. They were all the cover Bs. And now Mike Del Mundo is doing all these cover As, and they're just really great. You got this dog that he has like 2 balls in his mouth, but if you look really closely, they're actually planets. Really cool. Next up, Department of Truth issue number 28 with the cover C variant, which is a 1:25 ratio variant done by Malachi Ward. Is this the brother or cousin of Christian Ward? I don't know, but this cover by Malachi is really, really cool. Next up, Harley Quinn issue number 48 with the cover B variant done by David Nakayama. Is it David Nakayama's best? No, but it does feature Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, one of the best couples in comics, on the cover, and it's good. Next up, West Coast Avengers issue number 4 with the 1:25 ratio variant done by Marco Mastrazzo. Yeah, I think Spider-Woman's face looks a little weird, but the rest of the cover is just really fantastic. Next up, The Red Hulk issue number 1 with the previews variant done by Joshua Cassara. I love this cover. You got Doctor Doom's face, but then you see the Red Hulk coming crashing down towards him in the reflection of Doom's mask. I think that's really cool. Next up, top 5 cover as well, Green Lantern Dark, issue number 3, with the cover C variant done by Tran Nguyen. It is just fantastic. This cover is just so gorgeous. The line work, the coloring, the eyes in the background are a little creepy, but I think that's the point. This is a dark comic book. Green Lantern Dark, get what I did there? All right, guys, next up, Rogue the Savage Land, issue number 2, with the variant in the 1 in 100 Virgin ratio variant done by J. Scott Campbell. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And if you can get your hands on that 1 in 100 Virgin, you are one lucky devil. Next up, Rogue the Savage Land, issue number 2, with the 1 in 25 ratio variant done by Stephen Platt. I know I heard some people online when this book was on FOC saying they didn't love this cover so much, but I really like it. If you actually look at the line work for Rogue, she looks gorgeous. The dinosaur looks really cool, and she just looks like a badass. She's standing in the mouth of a giant dinosaur. That is cool. All right, guys, next up, The Scorched, issue number 38, with both the cover A and the cover B, both done by Kevin Keane, and they're fantastic. Cover A features She-Spawn, and she's like leaning up against the wall with all these badass guns behind her, and then the next one has Medieval Spawn on it, and it is just so, so good. Next up, Hello Darkness, issue number 8, with an awesome cover B variant done by Jenny Frison. She's done all the cover Bs, I think, for this whole series so far, and they've all had a little bit of a creepy, scary, one was a little sexy. There was like a demon holding like this girl that was topless. Really nice. I think it was the last issue, but this one with the girl holding her own eyeball, really good. All right, guys, next up, Women of Marvel, She-Devils, issue number 1, with the variant cover done by Rose Besh, featuring Elektra as Daredevil, and it's freaking awesome. Next up, top 5 cover. That's right, guys, Godzilla vs. America, Chicago, issue number 1, with the 1 in 50 Virgin ratio variant done by Chris Burnham. Awesome. You got these 2 kids holding each other's hands, staring down Godzilla. Doesn't get better than that. That is really good. Next up, Jim Henson's Labyrinth, issue number 6, with another cover that is on the top 5 list of best covers coming out this week. With the cover D variant, it's a 1 in 25 Virgin ratio variant done by Raza. Now, if you're not going to be able to get your hands on this, I gotta say sorry, because a lot of guys in the Discord, we found this way early when this was on final order cutoff, and a lot of the guys went out and bought these when they were on final order cutoff. So you can blame the Discord. So if you haven't joined the Discord yet, go down, join the Discord, and that way you get this knowledge for these amazing covers way, way early. All right, guys, continuing on, we got 4 more covers. Next up, Chilling Adventures presents The 9 Lives of Salem, issue number 1, with the cover B variant done by Robert Hack. Now, am I sure this book is actually coming out this week? I am not, because this book has shown up on this list and my final order cutoff list multiple times because this book gets delayed for one reason or another. But hopefully this book is coming out because this cover is so, so cool. Next 2 covers are really gorgeous. First one is probably the last top 5 because I think this would be the 5th cover on the top 5 best covers of this week. But it is Pop Kill, issue number 1, with the cover B variant done by Dan Panozin, and it is so good. And it's just a close-up of a girl's face, but man, the sexiness that is just pouring out of this cover is so good. Now, there is another cover that I like for this. It is the cover D. It is the explicit variant, and I've seen it without the explicit mark, and it is a nudie cover. So make sure if you are buying this, you know that there are going to be some boobs on the cover, and it is just, again, full of that sex appeal. It is so good. The final cover is a second print. It is Rogue the Savage Land, issue number 1, with the second print done by Adam Hughes. So if you missed out on the foil and you can't find it anywhere, well, you can still get this amazing piece of artwork because it is really good by Adam Hughes. And it just won't be foil, which is sad for you. All right, guys, that is it. Those are all my cover lever picks for this week. Now, if I might have missed something that you might really like, and the only way to find that is to go online and check out LeagueOfComicGeeks.com. Go to the new comic book day section, go into the little wheel, click down, hit all separate covers, and you'll see all the amazing covers for every single book coming out this week. It's a great repository of information. All right, guys, that is it for my cover lever picks. That means it's time to check out the books that are on my pull list. All right, guys, as you guys can see, this is a pretty decent sized pull list. It's not gigantic, it's not small, but you guys, for you right now, these books are small, they're blurry, you guys can't tell what they are. So let me go ahead and throw them up on screen right now. Guys, there are a total of 20 books on my pull list. There are 0 new number ones. That's right, no new number ones. But if we break down this list a little bit more, there are 8 DC books, 5 Marvel books, and 7 indie titles. Now, there is one book that I did not read the previous issue to, and that is Hornsby in Halo, so that book cannot make the top 3 list. All right, guys, without further ado, we can dive right into the top 3 books that I think you guys should be picking up this week because the previous issues were so stinking good. And let's do that right now with number 3. I want to say nothing is better than an Elseworld tale or what if story, taking our favorite heroes from the big 2 and sticking them in a universe that is not the normal continuity, just gives the writers and the creators this fresh world where they can just change things up and make it fresh again. And that's why I think Ultimate Spider-Man is probably one of, if not the best Marvel book out right now. I know. It's a big statement, but guys, I'm telling you, Ultimate Spider-Man is so stinking good. Now, just in case you did not know, Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 14 comes out this week. I read issue number 13, I think 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago now, but this is coming from the writer of Jonathan Hickman and has art by Marco Cicchetto. And guys, this series, since issue number 1, has been one of my favorite Marvel books, period. The story is so engaging and fantastic because it's taking one of the biggest, if not the biggest character at Marvel Comics and just twisting it, changing enough in his universe to make this character just so much more appealing, so much more engaging, so much, I don't know, his whole world is fresh and interesting right now. And it's, maybe that's because of we have this past history of and I don't want to say hate, because I don't hate the current run because I'm not reading it, so I can't hate this run that I'm not reading, but I was reading it for long enough that I was bored with it. I did not care because I did not have all the information from the past, but I didn't need all that information from the past because everything was just repetitive. This is not repetitive, even though we are getting almost the same exact characters, but just with that slight twist. It's making it so, so good. Now, I'm not going to give you a whole synopsis for what this world is, but some of the twists that I like the most are the fact that Peter Parker has a family with Mary Jane Watson. They have 2 beautiful kids. They know that he's Spider-Man. I guess I should have said spoiler before that, but they know that he's Spider-Man and they're okay with that. I like the change to his suit. I think that's super cool. It's awesome. I really, really enjoyed that. What they did to the Green Goblin was great. And just the whole idea of the villains in this world and how different they are, I think it's fantastic. Now, if you did not know, one last thing before we move on to the next thing, the Maker, which is the evil Reed Richards, basically took away the possibility for a lot of these heroes to become heroes, and then the Ultimates came in and they are slowly giving back certain people their powers or the opportunity to have their powers. And that's where Peter got his. So he got his powers really late. He's already in his 30s. And the villains are all under the Maker's plan. They are all controlled by him, which is super cool. I really, really like this book a lot. And I cannot wait to see what's going to happen in issue number 14 after what happened in issues number 12 and 13. So guys, if you're not reading this series, I highly suggest you guys get caught up, especially if you enjoy Spider-Man as a character, because this is one of the best takes on him in a very, very long time. There are a ton of variant covers. I'm sure I would have shown most of them during the reading or the speaking about this book. So if you like one of those, pick those up. But I'm just getting the cover A in the Mumad as raw variant. All right, guys, that is the number 3 book. I hope you guys are reading this series. And guys, if you are and you love it, let me know down in the comments below. But if you're not loving it, also let me know down in the comments below. But tell me why. Don't just say, no, I don't like it. Tell me why. All right, guys, that is the number 3. Let's go ahead and find out what the number 2 book is. Let's follow up one what if story with an Elseworld tale, which is not technically an Elseworld tale because I know the absolute universe at some point is going to crash in to the main DC universe at some point. But guys, Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 5 comes out this week. I read issue number 4 again like 2 or 3 days ago. This series is so stinking good. Every single time I finish an issue, I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. Now, this is coming from the creative team of Kelly Thompson and Hayden Sherman. And when this series was first announced, I was hesitant because I do like Kelly Thompson as a writer, but some of her most recent work I didn't love. Now, Hayden Sherman as an artist, I like, but I don't love. And seeing him paired with Kelly Thompson to bring us Absolute Wonder Woman, I was nervous. But guys, there's no reason to be nervous. This series is a home freaking run. We get the character of Wonder Woman. Let me just tell you a little bit about her through 4 issues. She is still an Amazon. That's right, still an Amazon, but she was raised in hell. That's right, she was raised in hell by Circe, a witch. And normally she's a little evil, but she's not evil in this. Why? Because the love of this baby, the love of Wonder Woman, was just so outpouring, it changed her to be a more loving and caring person. She fell in love with this baby and raised her with magic. Now that is one of the best twists to this character of Wonder Woman, is that she knows magic and uses magic almost in every single issue in such a cool way. I think it's the one thing that Wonder Woman needed. She's super cool, she's super powerful, she's beautiful, she's like, I don't know, can jump and fly and do all the crap. But it was kind of lame, and in the same way that I think Superman can be really lame because he can just almost do everything. But when you give her this little twist, this little dark twist where she uses almost kind of dark magic to do certain things, even though she's really good and brave and beautiful and awesome, it's just a little extra that makes this story so cool. Yeah, I'm not going to go into the details of the story because you guys should be reading this book. You should be reading all the Absolute books. There's only 3 right now. There's about to be 6. Flash, Martian Manhunter, and Green Lantern are all coming really soon. But right now, there's only 3. Get caught up on all 3 series because they're fantastic. Now, there are some variant covers for this issue. I almost said series, but issue, because there's always variant covers for all these books, especially DC and Marvel. But there's the variant covers that didn't do anything for me. There is one, I forget who it's by, Ji Hung Lee, but the hair looks like a helmet. I didn't like that one. But that is the number 2 book, guys. So good. We got 2 like out of continuity books, and they're so fantastic. How are we gonna wrap up this week? Well, it's the number 1 book that I think you guys should be picking up this week, and I'm gonna give you a hint. It's an independent, and there's only 3 letters in the title of this book, and it's freaking awesome. All right, guys, the number 1 book that I think you have to be picking up this week, because I think the previous issues are setting up a story that is so beautifully written and so like topical right now for me, is FML issue number 4. This is coming from the writer of Kelly Sue DeConnick. It has art by David Lopez. This story is touching me emotionally in a place that I did not know I needed, but is so great. It's a coming of age tale, which I know I've said on this channel before. I freaking love coming of age stories. When kids start to grow up and do more than they think they're capable of, and they achieve things, and you just see them like, you know, make these leaps and bounds as human beings. It's so great. But what this story also has that is so awesome is the side of the parent. The parent, what they're going through dealing with their children, especially children of today, always connected to like phones and garbage. It's so interesting and so well done. I have some of the same feelings that the mother in this book does. It's so great. It's so great. And know what else is in this? There's a murder mystery all sewn into this. It's so great, and there's magic somehow because one of the main characters, it's the son of the mom in the story, gets turned into a monster, but the town doesn't freak out. It's so crazy, but also amazing. It's amazingly done, and I cannot suggest this story more. to parents. If you're a parent, and a lot of comic book readers are in our 30s and 40s, I'm 44, turning 45 in October, this story just hits home. It's so great. Yeah, I think that's the best description of this story that I can give you. I don't want to give you too much more, but if you are into that same kind of the storytelling, then you will love this book. One other thing, the art by David Lopez is freaking fantastic. The emotion that he conveys in every single panel is incredible. His design layouts and how he approaches each segment of the book is amazing. And he jumps between different styles to tell the story of what's happening so quickly and so well. It's so easily to follow and it's so well done. It's gorgeous. This is one of my favorite books of 2025, hands down. I think the first issue came out in 2024, but since this book has been coming out, I've fell absolutely in love with it. There are beautiful cover A's. There's some great variant covers, especially for issue number 1. I get the Pepe Larraz. It's so great. There is a okay variant cover for this. I don't love it, but this book is so good. And another great thing is that the murder mystery that you're following is the death to one of the mom's friends when they were teenagers, and they've been trying to solve that mystery the whole entire time. And I think that whole story from her childhood is going to crash land into her son's, which is so cool. So cool. I love this story. I love this book, and I cannot wait to find out what happens in issue number 4 and beyond. I don't know if this is a 6-issue or 12-issue series. I hope this series goes on for a while because it is beautifully done. Kelly Sue DeConnick, tap yourself on the back, or pat yourself, not tap, pat yourself on the back, because this story is amazing. And David Lopez, you pat yourself on the back too, because it is some gorgeous artwork. Gorgeous. And guys, that is the number 1 book. But we got to cover the not top 3, but the books you got to see, which are the rest of the books on my pull list. And I'll break them down for you right after this. All right, guys, the not top 3, but the books you got to see are the rest of the books on my pull list. I break them down into 3 sections. The okay, which are the books that are just okay. I can't suggest you guys pick these up because they're just okay. The good, these are solid comic books. You should check them out when you're at your local comic book shop. Flip through them, see if you might enjoy them as well. And last but not least, the great. These are great stories that I think you guys have to be picking up because the stories are great. They just didn't make the top 3 list because they didn't have that little extra to get there. All right, guys, let's kick this off with the did not read, which is another section of the video, which are the books that I did not read, and that's Hornsby and Halo, issue number 3. I didn't read that, and issue number 4 comes out this week, but I will get caught up on that. Next up, the okay, Blade, issue number 5. This book is solidly okay. If this was not the final issue, issue number 5, I would be chopping this from my pull list. But it's the last issue, so I will have the full run to put up on eBay at some point. Now, next up after that is Iron Man issue number 5. Now, I do really want to enjoy this book because I really like Tony Stark. There's a series, I don't know who it's written by. It came out in the mid-2000s. It deals all with the Meridian. It is such a great, fantastic read. But ever since then, Iron Man has just not been great. And I want it to be great, but this Iron Man series is just okay. It stinks. I want it to be better. All right, guys, the good. First up, Green Arrow, issue number 21. This new creative team is telling this story about this freshwater killer, which is someone who's basically poisoning the ground. And then a lot of people have gotten really sick and they're dying, and Green Arrow is trying to solve the mystery, and it's pretty cool. There is more to it than just that, but that is the basic synopsis, and I do like that story. I think that's it's real worldly, and that's why I think it's cool. Next up, Green Lantern, issue number 20. I have said many times on this channel, this story by Jeremy Adams is freaking-tastic. If you're not reading it, make sure you are. Next up, Hell Hunters, issue number 3. This is such a fun story from Marvel Comics, set back in the 1940s, and you got Ghost Rider 44. His origin story is happening. It's unraveling before us, and he's got this cool team of heroes with him. Wolverine, Nick Fury, I forgot the girl's name, but she's really cool. And then there's this guy who has the eye of Agamotto, a magician dude, but it's not Doctor Strange. He's really cool, and they're hunting evil Nazis. It's really cool. Next up, Justice League Unlimited, issue number 4. This story is good. It's not the best. It is a cool story encompassing so many crazy, awesome DC characters, but we did get a tease in issue number 1 that one of the Justice Leaguers, this new one, this kid, is connected to the bad guy and is going to do something really bad, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to want to do it, but that's a cool twist that where I'm waiting every single issue to see how this is going to turn out, and I can't wait. After that, The Scorched, issue number 38, there was a big reveal at the end of issue number 37. I've been telling you guys, the really cool part of this story right now in Spawn and all the Spawn spin-offs is that Heaven and Hell have lost their powers, so any demons or angels on Earth don't have their powers, but guess what? On issue number 37, Spawn's team got their powers back. How? I don't know, but it was at the end of each issue, they all get their powers back, and it's so cool. Cannot wait to see what's going to happen now that they have their powers back. After that, The Seasons, issue number 2. One of the cutest things happened when on my trip. I read The Seasons on the plane, and my 9-year-old was sitting right next to me, Jack, and he kept on looking over and like kind of reading as I was reading, and then he kept on asking questions, and the whole time on the trip, it was 5 days, he kept on asking, Dad, when does issue number 2 comes out for The Seasons? What's going to happen with spring? What's going to happen with autumn? Where is winter? I think winter's going to be really mean. He was really like into the story, and he didn't even read the whole thing, but I just love that he was into it because I want this kid, my youngest, to get into comics. I want one of my kids, one of 4, to be into comics, and I think it might be him, but it was so cool. But The Seasons was a good read, but, you know, there's more. I want to see more before I put it into the crate. This is Rick Remender, and I forgot who the artist is, but it's a good book. I want it to be better. Next up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 7. Yeah, this continues to be a good book. For me, it's not great. Not yet, but I think it's going to get there. After that, X-Men, issue number 12. Yeah, this series is just, it's solidified itself as a good book. It's just not great. I think this book has a chance to possibly make it there, because we do have some issues coming up written by Jed McKay, and it's going to have art by Ryan Stegman. And when those two are together, the issues tend to be a little bit better. But sometimes we get crap artists, and then this book falls into the okay. It's like teeter-tottering. Which one's it going to be? Good or bad? Good or bad? I don't know. I wish it was just great all the time. All right, guys, we are going to move over to the great now. First up, Black Canary, Best of the Best, issue number 4, Tom King. I forgot who the artist is on this book, but such a great story, especially when you get towards the end of issue number 3 and you find out why Black Canary is doing what she's doing. It's so heartwarming, especially having lost someone to cancer. Well, I've lost my dog and my mother to cancer. It just hit home. It just hit right here, and I was like, oh my god, I would do the same thing. It was so good. Next up, Detective Comics, issue number 1094. This book is written by Tom Taylor. And some of his Batman stuff in the past I didn't really care for, but this story in Detective Comics is freaking awesome. It's so good. There's a girl from his past that has made this basically an elixir to take away a lot of your internal injuries and pains and yuckiness, and it can make you feel much, much younger than you actually are. And it only is sold to the really elite, and it's really cool. Really, really cool. And yeah, you're gonna have to read more, and especially to find out how they're making this. It's gross and awesome at the same time. Next up, Green Lantern Dark, issue number 3. Fantastic story, so good. It has art by Werther Dell'Edera, which is he's such a great artist. Yeah, it's a what if story, or an Elseworld tale. Sorry, this is DC, so it's Elseworld tale, and it's freaking awesome. Black Label book. Next up, The Magic Order, volume 5, issue number 5. Only 2 more issues, and then we're done with this book. Finito. This is the last volume, and I cannot even comprehend that this Mark Millar book is not coming back for another volume after this. But I love this series. It is so good. I can't give you a synopsis for 5 volumes of a book. But if you like magic, like Harry Potter, but like to the deep, dark, adult version of it, this is the book for you. It's so good. It's not to deal with a school, but it's a family that is in charge of the magical world, keeping it in order. Magic order, get it? Next up, Nightclub, volume 2, issue number 5. Another banger from Mark Millar. So good. We find out how the best friend who lost her two best friends, who are both vampires, she brings them back to life, which is really cool. And then they're gonna go fight the evil group of kids that became vampires and are basically keeping the city at their beck and will because they're evil and vampires, and that's what they're doing. And it's so cool. So good. I cannot wait to see the battle in issue number 5 coming up next. They're coming out this week, this week. And the final book in the Great is Superman, issue number 23, written by Joshua Williams, art by, I forgot who the artist is on this book. I'm all over the place right now. This story has been 23 issues of freaking awesomeness. It's so good, and you gotta be reading it. You gotta be reading it. There's so many good elements to it, but like I always say with this book, it's the fact that Joshua Williamson is not focusing just on Superman. He's brought up a lot of Superman's friends and even enemies and elevated them to a status that's so cool that Superman doesn't have to drive and lift the story. He can rely on these other characters, Joshua Williamson, the writer, to help make the story super cool. And that's what's great about this. It's so good. We're reading all these books in the great section, and the good too. They're all really good. But guys, that is it for today's video. I apologize again for being a day late, but I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you enjoy all the comic books that are on your pull list. But let's go ahead and wrap this video up. Alright guys, we are at the end of today's video. Now, if you watched from the beginning of this video all the way into this point in the video right now, you guys know what you are. You guys are legends. The best supporters of this channel, and I really appreciate every single one of you. Now, if none of you have up to this point smashed the like button, do me a favor and smash that like button. It is the best way to support me and this channel, so please smash the like button. And last but not least, guys, if you guys watched that video and you enjoy comic book content and you're not subscribed, I just gotta say, what are you doing? Get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notifications, and like I just said, smash that like button. All right, guys, I apologize for not giving you guys more notice that I was gonna miss a week last week and not be on time this week, but I'll do a better job of that in the future. And I will be back on Thursday or Friday with my final order cutoff video, and then we're back to our regularly scheduled program moving forward, at least for a little while, until something else pops up and I miss a video or I'm late on a video. But hopefully that won't happen for a while. But guys, have a great new comic book day. I hope you guys can pick up all the books that you were looking to pick up this week. Let me know down in the comments below which book and which cover you're most excited about, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.